Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from GayGame.net, here with another weekly video podcast, and I think I'm going to have to stop saying that pretty soon, because I noticed that I stopped getting emails on my Gay Gamer account, and I was like, why am I not getting any emails? And I tried to send myself an email from another account, and it got rejected, and when I went to GayGamer.net, there was nothing there. So I think that's it. So, I think I'm going to have to move on. In other sad news, Prince died out of nowhere. That was devastating. And so I'm wearing my only Prince shirt that I have. I think it's from when I saw him in concert. I did get to see him at Madison Square Garden many years ago, and it was fantastic. Great show, obviously. It's Prince. But it's not a great shirt. It's like really, really heavy. Also, back then I was bigger, so this is an extra large, which now no longer fits me comfortably. I'm swimming in it. But I just wanted to dig it out, because I knew it was in there somewhere. And it's one of those shirts that I won't ever throw out, even though I'll never wear it again. I just save it, like, to have forever. There's a few of those. And I will talk about games in a second, but first, I just need to do a teensy little rant about RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm going to spoil last week's episode, but it's been a week, so F it. Plus, this was going to happen at any point, because this person was never going to make it to the finals anyway. But thank God Derek Barry is finally gone. I'm convinced that Derek Barry only stuck around as long as he did because of the constant fighting with Bob. And once Derek and Bob started getting along, they were like, alright, never mind, you can go now. Because Derek Barry was terrible. As a Britney impersonator, he's fantastic, top notch. But as a drag queen, he's not. He's a female impersonator. And while I'm sure there's crossover between female impersonators and drag queens, he's not one of them. So, he was terrible. His hair and makeup were always just pretty girl, and he would always just wear like a bathing suit with fabric wrapped around it. And it was just terrible. So, goodbye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. I really need them to stop putting female impersonators on a drag show, because unless they can prove that they can also do drag, because it was a waste of time, and he should not have stuck around as long as he did, and people went home. He should have gone home before other people who did. I mean, not that those people were going to get to the finals either, but I feel like they deserved to stick around another week or so, and Derek did not. Anyway, on to the gaming news, which this week, the big news was Nintendo announcing officially the Nintendo NX. We still know nothing about it. We haven't seen any pictures of it. We haven't seen any games on it. We don't know exactly what it can do. But it's coming in March of 2017. What's crazy to me is, I mean, I know that the Wii U was a major disappointment for Nintendo. It was a flop, a huge flop. But I was like, it's really, they're replacing it really quickly. But then I looked up when the Wii U was actually launched, and it launched in November of 2012. So, when it is replaced by the NX next year, it will have been out for just over 4 years. Which is not a terrible length of time for a console to be alive. Usually it's more like 5 or 6, but 4 is respectable. But it's funny because I'm thinking to myself, how is it 4 years? Like, that's insane. Like, it's not possible. Like, I feel like it just came out, like, a couple years ago, because there's, like, no games for it. And I just feel like it should have been, well, it just doesn't seem right that it's been out that long, and it just still it didn't go anywhere. But it's basically like, you know, the GameCube. The GameCube was a terrific console that got not great support from third parties, so, you know, you just rely on the Nintendo games. The Wii, of course, was humongous. This is more like the GameCube, so hopefully the NX will be proper like the Wii again and do really well. But at least with Nintendo, you know that if you buy a Nintendo system, you are going to get great Nintendo games. They don't always have the best third-party support. If the system, whether it's a console or handheld, starts to flop, the third parties, they jump ship immediately, leaving Nintendo to pick up the slack. But at least you know that you're getting good Nintendo games for your system, even if that's all you're going to have. I am still wary of... I'm grateful that they say that they're releasing the new Zelda game on the Wii U as well as the NX, because otherwise I feel like I would have to go and buy an NX so I can play the new Zelda game. And to be fair, that would be... I would understand if they were like, that's how it's going to be. If you want to play the new Zelda game, you have to buy the NX, which I would totally buy an NX at launch to play the new Zelda game. Because, I mean, I did that with the Wii, because they released Twilight Princess with the Wii at launch, and that's a great idea. But I don't think it's coming out with the NX launch. I think it's coming later. But I would totally buy a system to play the new Zelda game. That's not going to happen, because I don't think it's coming out at launch. But also, they are still releasing Zelda on the Wii U, and I'm like, well, if there's nothing to make me go and buy a new console, I'll just get the Zelda game on my Wii U when the game comes out. I don't know what is going on out there, but it's really annoying. Hopefully, okay, they're going away. It's not right here on my block. Because I want to play the new Zelda game, but I don't want to have to buy a new console just to play the new Zelda game. But we still know nothing about it, so it could be anything. We don't know. I love all the rumors floating around about the weird console, the weird controller pictures that were showing up online, and people are like, this is the NX controller. It's like, no, clearly it is not. But whatever. Okay. Oh, this is running really long, but I did want to mention the new game that I started playing last week. I started playing Return to Popolocrois, which is super delightful. I was concerned. I saw it in the store, and I was like, "What is this?" Because I remember playing the Popolocrois game on my PSP and really enjoying it. So I was like, "What is this? Is this a remake? Is it new?" And it's a new game with the same familiar characters. It's a new adventure, but there's farming, and I was like, "Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that." Because if it's going to be like a Harvest Moon RPG, I'm not interested, because I need my Sims to be like Animal Crossing, where there's not really any pressure or repercussions if you don't do well. So I read a couple of reviews, and they were like, no, it's fine. The farming is not a major part of the game. Like, it's there, and it is a major part of the game, but it's not like crucial. So I was like, all right, let me do it, because I have been in the mood for I haven't played a new game on my 3DS in like forever. So I was like, let me get this, because I know everybody else is playing, like, you know, Final Fantasy Explorers or Bravely Default or Bravely Second, and I tried the Bravely Default demo, and it was really hard, and I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. So I needed something like this, which is Popolocrois, it's cute, it's very adorable, character designs are sweet, there's farming, it's a good story, actually. But what I like is that it's a nice, simple, turn-based RPG, and it's not terribly difficult. You can adjust the difficulty as well. I'm playing it on normal, but whatever. But it's still relatively straightforward and not easy, but, like, it's not, like, insane. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get to the end and I'll be able to beat the final boss and get to the end of the actual game. Whereas if I was going to play something like Bravely Default or Bravely Second, I'm pretty sure I would get to the final boss and never be able to beat them, and I would have to go on YouTube to look at the ending of the game, which I hate doing. But a lot of the final bosses are just insane, and I just can't, because I get to it and I just want to finish the game, and I don't want to have to go back and grind up more levels to give it another try. It's just annoying. So that's me. So I recommend it if you like RPGs. It's turn-based, and if you don't mind super adorable characters and animation. Because the farming so far, it's there, and it's something to do, and I'm doing it, but I'm not sure if, like, it's not, like, crucial. It helps, because you can sell your crops to make money to go buy more stuff, and weapons and stuff, but if you don't, I don't think it really matters if you just don't farm all of your land, because there's a lot of land now that I have. My farm is pretty awesome right now, and I have a lot of extra land suddenly. And I'm not farming on all of it, because that's just a lot of work. And I have monsters to go and kill. So, you know, priorities here, people. Alright, that's it. And I will see you next week. And talk to you then. Sorry, I'm just rambling at this point, so I'm calling it a day. Bye!